Hello everyone, welcome to next lecture of Econ 244. In today's video, we are going to discuss about the primary land development bank and state land development bank, that is PLDB and SLDB, or we can say CLDB. Okay, let's start. These land development banks were earlier known as a land mortgage bank. Why? Because they gave loans to the farmer against the mortgage of land. That's why these banks, land development banks, in earlier they are called as a land mortgage banks. Okay. Then with the development process, they were renamed land development banks. In some states, they are known as agricultural development banks. Okay. Then these banks have come to stay as an important financial institution in the rural and agricultural credit field in India. Beside agricultural credit, nowadays they have start financing to the small scale industries and cottage industries in rural areas since 1988. Okay, from 1988, these land development banks provide financial support to the small scale industries and the cottage industries in rural areas. Okay. Then the bank is renamed as Maharashtra State Cooperative Agricultural and Rural Development Bank in the state of Maharashtra. Okay, this is the background information of land development bank, or we can say the rural development banks. Then need for land development banks, in that the primary agricultural credit societies cannot undertake a long term financing. Okay, so the primary agricultural cooperative societies, they provide only medium term, short term and medium term loans. So they cannot provide long term loans. That's why the land development banks are important there. They do not have resources and expertise to deal with long term credit. Okay, these primary agricultural cooperative credit societies do not have resources and expertise to deal with the long term credit. Then commercial banks are reluctant to take up this task, long term finance. Okay, these the commercial banks, or we can say the nationalized banks or private banks or public sector banks. These banks reluctant to take up this task of the long term finance. That's why the land development banks are important. The land development banks have therefore been reoriented to deal with the enlarging problem of agricultural development. In that point of view, the need of land development banks are there. Okay. The next point is the historical background of the land development banks. In that, we can see here the in the 1863, the first land mortgage bank, called Land Mortgage Bank of India Limited, was established. Then after 20 years of working, the bank ceased its functioning. Okay. The first land mortgage bank was established in the 1863 with the name Land Mortgage Bank of India Limited, and that bank is working for next 20 years, and after that they cease their functioning. Then the first cooperative land mortgage bank was organized in 1920 at Jung in Punjab, and in 1929 the Central Land Mortgage Bank was established in the Madras. Then again in 1935, a Central Land Mortgage Bank come into existence in the Bombay on the line of Madras. Okay, on the line of Madras. Whatever in the 1929, the Central Land Mortgage Bank was established in the Madras. On that line, in 1935, the Central Land Mortgage Bank was come into existence in Bombay. Then the period of depression gave encouragement to the land mortgage bank, while the war did not help much because of inflation. At the time of war, there is a inflationary situation. They did not much help to the progress of these land development banks. Okay, so by the end of June 1952, there were 6 central land mortgage banks and 289 primary land mortgage banks. Okay, there are 6 central land mortgage bank and 289 primary land mortgage banks with a total outstanding loan of about rupees 8 crores by the end of June 1952. Then the Rural Credit Survey Committee suggested that the central land mortgage banks should be set up in all states and they should orient their operations to production. Then with the introduction of planned economic development after the independence, the need for raising farm production received significant attention at the level of land mortgage banks. So, this development or we can say the planned economic development which is introduced after the independence, that needs to the need for raising farm production received significant attention by the land mortgage banks. Then in by 1930, the process of organizing central land mortgage bank was completed in all states. Okay, so as on 30th June 1977, there were 19 central land development banks and 893 primary land development banks were established. Then the performance of the banks, particularly after 1960, has been most spectacular. Okay, or we can say that they play a major role in the land development, okay, or financing the agriculture sector for the long term. Then in 1979-80, there had been a sharp increase in the loan disbursement of the order of about rupees 290 crores. For the 6th plan, that is from 1980 to 85, the banks were given a quite substantial target of rupees 2,300 crores. Then up to the 50s, the land development banks were concerned about the development of land and agriculture. However, in the subsequent years, with the shift in emphasis on the production, the banks switched over gradual to production oriented lending. Okay, before 50s, or we can say up to the 50s, these land development banks concerned about the development of land and agriculture, and after that, or we can say that after the independence, these the land development banks emphasis on the production, the banks switched over gradually to the production oriented lendings. Then over 60% of the credit was provided by the banks for the minor irrigation development, or we can say that in the last 5 years there has been yet another shift in emphasis, this time on the need for diversifying the loans for the purpose which are subsidiary to agriculture. Okay, there are so they are today increasingly providing credit for dairy, poultry farming, piggery, fisheries, sheep rearing, sericulture and gobar gas plants. Okay, they also hope to finance for developing rural areas. Thus, diversification holds the key to success of the land development banks. Okay, this is all about the historical background of the land development bank. Then next one is the Central Land Development Bank, or we can say it as a State Land Development Bank. Okay, that is CLDB, okay, or SLDB. Then in that, the Central Land Development Banks are primarily the association of primary land development banks at the state level, but many of them admitted individual members too. Okay, so the Central Land Development Bank or the State Land Development Bank, they are the associations of the primary land development banks at the state level, as well as some of the or we can say the many of the state land development banks admitted individual members also. Okay, so the Central Land Development Banks in Andhra Pradesh, Haryana, Madhya Pradesh, Punjab, Rajasthan and West Bengal are purely federal in character. It means there are only primary land development banks are the members of Central Land Development Banks or the State Land Development Bank. While in other states they are mostly unitary type, where individuals are also the members of State Land Development Bank. Okay, so in the states like Andhra Pradesh, Haryana, Madhya Pradesh, Punjab, Rajasthan and West Bengal, the only primary land development banks are the members of the State Land Development Bank. While in the other states, the individuals are also the members of that SLDBs. Okay, then next point is the functions of the Central Land Development Banks. In the or we can say the Central Land Development Banks primarily association, as we said, of the land development banks, primary land development banks at the state level, and they perform functions as to raise long-term funds to finance its members, then to float loan on the mortgage bonds of primary land development banks. Then third one is to establish branches to increase the area of their business. Then fourth function is to supervise and inspect the working of primary LDBs, and last one to develop the habit of saving and investment, or we can say the thrift and coordination amongst the ultimate members. Okay, these are the main functions of the Central Land Development Bank, which includes the raise long-term funds to finance its members, then to float loan on the mortgage bonds of the primary LDBs, then to establish branches to increase the area of their business, then to supervise and inspect the working of primary LDBs, and last one to develop habit of saving and investment, then thrift and cooperation among the ultimate members. These are the functions of Central Land Development Bank. Then next is the primary land development banks. Okay, these the primary land development banks are at the base, that is at the taluka level, having their own organization and borrowers. Let us see, their local knowledge and their state in business are sufficient enough to ensure their capabilities in examining loan proposals. These primary land development banks supervising the loans is easier for the primary banks than for central banks. Why? Because they working at the local level, or we can say the base level, or we can say at the taluka level and village level also. At the branch level, the primary bank is much better placed in mobilizing rural savings. Okay. Then it is in a position to absorb capital and retain it for its own business purposes. So this is about the primary land development banks. Then next point is about the management of land development banks. The management of land development bank vested in the board of directors consists of 7 to 9 members. Okay, there are 7 to 9 members in the board of directors. In some of the states, 2 to 3 directors are nominated by the governments among the 7 to 9 members. Then in case of primary LDBs, 1 director is nominated by the central LDBs. Okay. In case of the primary land development banks board of directors, the 1 director is nominated by the central land development bank. Then the members of the board hold the office usually for 3 years. Okay. They are the period for that particular directors is for 3 years. The sufficient working of the land development banks requires a managerial cadre which is well versed in the technicalities of long term credit. Okay, that is why there is a requirement, or these LDBs requires managerial cadre. Okay. Then the board is concerned with overall policies, while an executive with the task of actual execution of policies. Okay. Then last one is modern management techniques and orientation are essential for this purpose to execute the actual policies. Okay. Then source of finance. In that the primary land development banks obtain their finance from the share capital deposits, then deposits, loans from the central land development banks, then admission and other fees, grants and subsidies from the government, and borrowing from the other agencies. These are the sources of finance for the primary land development banks. And in case of the central land development banks, they get their finance from the share capital, deposits, loans from the State Bank of India, issue of debentures, admission and other fees, then deposits, grants and subsidies, and other funds. These are the sources of finance for the central land development bank. Okay. Then next point is purpose of loan. Okay. In that the principal object for which the loans are provided, in that first one, the redemption of land and houses of agriculturist. So the agriculturist can easily redeem their land as well as the houses. Then second one is the improvement of land and method of cultivation. Okay. For that purpose, these banks, land development banks, provide the financial assistance. Then the liquidation of old debts, it is also an important purpose. Then the last one, the purchase of land in special cases only. Okay, they provide financial assistance in case of purchase of land for we can say the special cases. In a special cases, the RBI recommended that 80% of the loans should be for productive purposes. The RBI recommended to the land development banks that 80% of the loan should be provided for the productive purpose. Okay. The next point is duration. It means the repayment duration of the loans advanced by the land development banks. In that first one, the land development banks generally advance loans for the period ranging between 10 to 20 years, depending upon the amount of loan or the purpose for which it is advanced. let's take an example, 10 year 10 year for Takavi loan and loans for construction of well, pump sets and land improvements. For these purposes, the period of repayment is 10 years, then 7 years for purchase of tractors, then 12 years for you can say group loans for lift irrigation, and 10 to 20 years for purchase of land in special cases, as we have discussed in the purposes. Okay. So, this is whole about the duration. The next point is the security. What are the securities taken by the land development banks? Okay. And that first one, the land development banks advance loans only on the mortgage of an encumbered property to which he borrow members as a clear title. Okay, so in this first case, the land development banks advance loans only on the mortgage of an encumbered property that which he borrow members has a clear title. Then again, second one, the basis of valuation of land. On the basis of the valuation of land to be mortgaged is either to average sale values of similar land in a locality or a certain multiple of the revenue assessment. Okay. On these grounds, they provide the advance or loans to the members. Then rate of interest for these land development banks. The rate of interest charged by the land development bank is somewhat higher, ranging between let us say 9 to 11%, and it is 1% higher than the rate of interest payable on debentures in case of central land development banks. The primary loan over and above the interest they pay on their borrowings. So, here we can see the rate of interest for land development banks is ranging from 9 to 11%. Then the last point in the land development bank is about the procedure for advancing loan. That first point is there are 5 steps or 5 different, we can say, the point under the procedure for advancing loan. In that, first one is the preliminary scrutiny, then public inquiry, then scrutiny into the purposes, and submission of the board, and last one, transmission to the Central Land Development Bank. Let us see one by one. First one is the in the procedure of advancing loan, there are broadly 5 stages between the receipt of a loan application and the disbursement of the first installment. The first step in that is the preliminary scrutiny. In that, the officer specified for the purpose of receiving the loan applications check up whether all the necessary documents have been furnished and the borrower is informed if any more are required. Okay, so in this first one, first step, the banker, or we can say the officer, check the application form and check the whether all the necessary documents are attached with the application or not, and if any document is required, then inform to that borrower. Then second one is the public inquiry, that it is for the verification of title of borrower. Okay, in case of verification of title of borrower, this public inquiry has to be done. Then third one, scrutiny into the purposes. This stage includes the scrutiny of the purpose of the loan or valuation of the hypothecation and assessment of the repaying capacity of the borrower. Then fourth one is the submission of the board, in this stage, the entire loan case is submitted to the boards or the executive committee of the primary bank or the branch committee in case of branch. Okay, this is the submission of the board. Then last one, transmission to the Central Land Development Bank. This is the fifth and final stage related to the transmission of the loan to the Central Land Development Bank for final sanction. Okay, here the transmission of the loan case to the Central Land Development Bank for the final sanction with the recommendations of primary land development banks and the disbursement of first installment which follows. Okay, so elaborate examination of the title to the hypothecation and other details make the procedure obviously cumbersome and dilatory and cause under delay in the sanctioning of loans. This is the main reason why the farmers are not enthusiastic about these banks. Okay, why? Because these banks, or we can say the elaborating examination of the title to the hypothecation and other details make the procedure obviously cumbersome and dilatory and causes under delay in the sanction of loan. It requires longer period as compared to other banks to sanction the loan. That's why this is the main reason why the farmer are not enthusiastic about these banks. However, in Maharashtra, necessary legislation has been passed which had the effect of putting down substantial the delay involving in the examining the title, verifying prior embursement and registering the mortgage. Okay. So, this is all about the PLDB and SLDB in Maharashtra. Thank you.